to be dazzled by treatments that promise to help us live forever, while every day about 14,000 children under 5 are dying of preventable causes. Fascinated by CEOs squaring to fight, while millions in poverty fight to survive. Captivated by rockets taking tourists to space, while the planet we call home is burning and drowning all at once. They were migrants who'd left their homelands to seek a better life in Europe, a journey that turned out to be their last. Almost immediately, opposing factions staked out their positions. On one side, they argued that Europe's tough migration policies had led authorities to delay rescue. On the other, they insisted it was Europe's leniency that led migrants to risk their lives in the first place. Each side saw the sunken boat as proof of their version of truth. Each evaluated evidence in a way that confirmed their own convictions. Since July, the World Food Programme has been cutting support for Syrian refugees, not because the need has passed, but because new emergencies are breaking out, while donor support has lagged. 74% of the world's displaced are hosted by low and middle-income countries, while some wealthier nations erect fences and walls, both physical and metaphorical, with some portraying asylum seekers as invaders.
Floated and formed on businesses, a true innovation advocate with a demonstrated passion for highly...
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Well, how do we get the next 10 years right?
So it's time to welcome some of the leading thinkers in AI to hear their thoughts and advice on this very topic.
We all know that. We know that people who have emotional intelligence, they're better leaders, they're better partners, they're more persuasive.
7th edition of the Cogets Festival and UK's biggest festival of AI and transformation development. This week is an opportunity to set the agenda for that summit. And at Cogets, we've had a focus.
Jürgen Schmidhuber, Director AI Initiative, KAUST KSA, Scientific Director, Swiss AI.
With one another, and most importantly, it's how we build trust. But if you look at human-machine interfaces today, and especially AI, logistics say from autism to understanding how people respond to content, automotive safety, to health, robotics, and then, of course, there are a lot of ethical questions around how do we mitigate data and algorithmology. Come to IT Tech session.
Rana, before you go, why does AI need
which is look ambitious at the same time necessarily how we important to open source or open access AI, let's say models. This technology, when it will be industries, from healthcare, drug discovery, for example, in education, you can take this, let's say, advanced generative AI model, fuse it with
institutions. If law enforcement expects this much sort of child porn or sort of child trafficking, but suddenly deep faking lots and lots of child porn explodes the number of people who are generating that case to deploy capabilities into society. And so if there was a first contact with AI that was on the left-hand side, this is what second contact with AI can do, underlying drivers. And to do that, we have to understand what makes generative AI so unique. Like, what is it about this class of AI that moves so quickly and has all these capabilities? So I wanted to quickly go into that. The key between... But once you have this ability to translate between languages, what if you could use the same thing that generates images to actually reverse engineer images? And this was done in a recent study.
Track record. But aside from being an expert on what it means to be human, and how the concept of humanity and the nature of humanity has evolved over the millennia, I deeply applaud you. So, an amazing mind, very committed to trying to do good in the world, and has increasingly been vocal about AI, penning, given that you started your career writing about ancient history and the origins of man and how that...
Seen previously in history, from every previous invention, whether it's nuclear weapons, whether it's the printing press or radar itself. And it's the first tool in history that can create new ideas by itself. Atom bombs could not make decisions. The decision to bomb Hiroshima was in the end taken by a human being, our humans. Now we created something that can take power away from us, that can make decisions.